After a crushing defeat to Jannik Sinner at Wimbledon, Carlos Alcaraz vanished from the tennis world for 2 mysterious months. The entire tennis community was stunned. Rumors spread that Alcaraz was secretly building a master plan to defeat his #1 rival, but no one knew the details. All anyone heard were whispers about a locked room in Spain, dim lights illuminating strange charts, cold mathematical formulas, and 2 haunting numbers repeated obsessively: 15 days and 100%. When Alcaraz reappeared at the 2025 U.S. Open, the crowd exploded. His look had completely transformed. A sharp buzz cut, eyes burning with terrifying determination, and each serve exploding like thunder. People whispered to each other, "Is this the Alcaraz we used to know?" Sinner, the opponent who had defeated him, began to feel a chill run down his spine, as if something mysterious lurked behind every shot. The story began on that gray London day when Sinner raised the Wimbledon 2025 trophy. Just months earlier, Alcaraz had brought Sinner to his knees at Roland Garros, winning after saving 3 heart-stopping championship points. But on the grass of the Cathedral of Tennis, he was the loser. Cameras captured Alcaraz leaving the court in silence. He vanished from London almost immediately alongside his coach, Juan Carlos Ferrero. Ferrero, a former world #1 himself, understood that the defeat was a warning. Sinner had won his 4th Grand Slam, narrowing the gap to just 1 trophy. Experts debated whether the balance of power had shifted in the Italian's favor. Headlines declared, "Sinner's era has begun." In a pale yellow hotel hallway, Ferrero sat across from Alcaraz. Neither said a word. Both knew a complete rebuild was unavoidable. Rumors leaked from the support staff. No media events, no public training photos, no post-defeat interviews. For a star known for his radiant smile in front of every camera, this silence was puzzling, even frightening. Anonymous sources revealed Ferrero had canceled all advertising schedules, turning down $1 million offers to dedicate himself entirely to preparing Alcaraz for New York. Back home in Spain, reporters found Alcaraz at a secluded training center behind closed iron gates, the dry thwack of balls and rapid footsteps echoing inside. No one knew what they were practicing, but everyone sensed it was a prelude to a perfectly concealed master plan. At that tightly sealed training center, a digital clock blinked the number 15. The days Ferrero had set for his secret campaign. He called it the pivotal phase. Every mistake was erased. Every skill was honed to a razor's edge. The practice room door was slammed shut. Curtains covered every window. Only a single analysis camera recorded every shot and every movement for evening review sessions. The first goal was to dominate the serve. At Wimbledon, Sinner had cracked Alcaraz's serving rhythm and turned service games into suffocating pressure. Ferrero knew that without change, they would lose again. So on day 1, Alcaraz stood under the practice court lights and repeated his serve hundreds of times. The second goal was to strike first and strike fast. Every drill required Alcaraz to attack from the very first shot, rushing the net, hitting slicing low balls, and unleashing heavy topspin to force Sinner deep behind the baseline. The third goal was surprise. One evening, the team gathered around a screen, rewatching every match between the 2 players, slow-motioning the exact moment Alcaraz hesitated on a deep ball. Ferrero circled on the screen and said, "This is when you have to change tactics." The training center felt like a military camp. Mornings meant strength work, weightlifting, sprints, conditioning. Afternoons meant tactical drills. Evenings meant private meetings, data analysis, and video review. The few who witnessed it said Alcaraz was different, cold, focused, like a warrior sharpening his final skills before battle. When Alcaraz arrived at Flushing Meadows, audiences were stunned by his buzz cut and sharp new look. He swept through the draw with precision, winning 98 service games and losing only 3. His serve was nearly impenetrable. His shot variety was relentless. Devious slices, crisp net volleys, high-bouncing topspin that pushed opponents into back fence. Ferrero sat in the coaching box, arms crossed, nodding slightly when the plan unfolded correctly. The final arrived. Over 23,000 spectators packed Arthur Ashe Stadium. From a very first point, Alcaraz rushed the net and caught Sinner off guard with a decisive volley. The first set went 6-2, a whirlwind. Sinner rallied in the second set and took it 6-3. But Ferrero simply smiled. Many tricks remained. The third set was a masterclass in tactical variety. Alcaraz constantly changed pace, pulling Sinner into a labyrinth, and won it 6-1. In the fourth set, on his third championship point, Alcaraz fired an ace into the corner. Sinner could only watch it go by. The match ended in 2 hours and 42 minutes. Alcaraz dropped to his knees, flashing a radiant smile. Not one of relief, but of liberation. He improved his head-to-head record against Sinner to 10-5, leveled their Grand Slam wins for the year at 2-2, and reclaimed the world #1 ranking. In the post-match press conference, Ferrero finally spoke. Carlos did everything right. He hit first, served strong, and changed tactics constantly. Everything went according to plan. The audience finally understood those 15 silent days after Wimbledon were not about hiding. They were about preparing for exactly this moment.